Well, I got my intake back from getting welded. I had a guy weld on all the fuel injector bungs. You can see them all. I said in my last video, must have been thin in a couple spots. Down in there. But overall, it looks pretty good. So now all I got to do is flip her over, and I don't know if you can see in there. You can see these fuel injector bungs go through the ports a little bit. So I just got to trim them off with the grinder. And then I was at work the other day, I finished up my fuel rail, tapped the ends even for fittings. All I have to do now is back over it again. Once I get my fuel injectors on there, figure out my height, get my fuel rail on there, I'll have to drill and tap some holes into here and then go down to there so can't come off the fuel injectors. But right now I'm gonna do some hogging on the inside of the ports, get rid of them raised parts and smooth it all out. Oh, and just like that, we have porting perfection. Well, close to it. You can see this one. A little void in there. That one was kind of weird. These other two, not bad. Pretty good. Send one. Just a little bit down in there. But it'll work. Now I just got to run, there's a couple little boogers on here from me hitting it with a die grinder. A little weld thing there. So I'll just smooth it up, make sure it's flat with a file, and we'll call her good. Now I'm getting it all ready for paint. I cleaned it all up, sprayed her down with some wax and grease remover, taped off all the parts I don't want paint on. So next thing I'm gonna do is put a coat of paint on it. Semi-flat black, my favorite black. If you watched any of my last videos, all 20 of you. That'll do for now. Come back in a little while, give her another coat. Second coat time. Got her all mocked up, got the fuel rails on. That's where the fuel injectors are going to be. Gas will come in through here, go through my fuel rail, of course. Come back around, come up to the fuel pressure regulator. Then the bypass will go down. This looks pretty sick, doesn't it? And then I have my fuel pressure transducer, so the old Holly can monitor that. Then my boost reference for my fuel pressure regulator. And then down here, my air inlet temperature sensor. So all now I got to do is make some little brackets that go from that little hole, threaded boss there. I'll probably come down at an angle, come up, and then up. I just bolted that. I'm thinking about doing is painting this black, match the rest of the intake. Leave the fuel rail aluminum color. I think is what I'm gonna go for. File across the letters. Look pretty cool. You can get these in black from Rock or Holly, one of the two. I can't remember. Maybe they both offer black. I'm not sure. Well, I was sure at one time. I just can't remember now how was that. Now I got her with the throttle body on. Cable connect up in here, over there. I'll chop off this bottom part I don't need. I think that's for a automatic transmission or something. You see it's just kind of sitting on there. Here's a big secret about this though. Don't tell anybody. It's for an LS. Yeah. It's an LS throttle body. The reason why I did that is, one, they're cheap. Plentiful. Two, all my other sensors are all, Chevy LS, that's just what Edelbrock uses. So it was just easy to stick with Chevy sensors up top on the throttle body. The throttle position sensor, IAC motor. So that's why I did it. But I think I'm still thinking about going black. I think it will look good. Just trying to make it up in my mind if that's what I want to do. So I made up these little simple little brackets. These go bolt down to that boss on the intake. I'll just go in there like that, and then the little bolt will hold it on there like that. There you go. That's what it looks like when it's all bolted up. See, pretty simple little brackets. Should hold them on there pretty good. I also forgot to point out earlier that I went with these little shorty fuel injectors. You can see the standard length ones. Well, that length with this angle, put my fuel log way up there, would hit this flange. As it is, it's a little difficult to get them all in there to pass all that. You got kind of going on an angle. So yeah, I hope the shorties work out all right. Just kind of found them, but yeah. And then I decided to paint the upper elbow, or whatever you want to call that thing, black. I think it all looks pretty good. Black. Well, there it is, all done. See it? Nope. Oh, right there. Well, if I wasn't so slow, I could probably have this thing running this weekend, but I'm slow. So I also figured out I missed a couple things. I need to get I don't have a gasket for the throttle body, and I don't have a coupling to go from the throttle body to the my tube for the blow off valve. So I got to get them items, and all I really need to do to the car is I need to pull out that distributor, put my TFI style distributor in, set the timing, and just plug in all these wires. And I do have to, this is the only wire I have left to actually do some wiring to. All the rest of it's just, this style plugs. But there's a mess of them, isn't there? Oh, and I need to put my coolant temperature sensor in. And then once I get the intake on there, I can plumb up the rest of the fuel line, so it shouldn't be too bad. This one's just going to go up to the fuel log. I got new rubber line for that. So yeah, that's about it. I would say I could get this thing fired up this weekend, but maybe another week, maybe two. I'm slow. And it's also summer. There's a lot going on all the time. Things to do, yard work, bike rides, ride my motorcycle, recover from riding my motorcycle. So hopefully it'll be maybe 2 weeks. Definitely by Labor Day, I hope. See ya.